What's good, YouTube? It's your main man, AB the Hero, back again with another video. Today's video is a part 2 of the video we did yesterday, talking about the incident that happened at the Michigan versus Wisconsin game, where head coach Juwan started throwing them things around and pressed up on some of the Wisconsin coaches. Now, what we talked about in yesterday's video, we broke down the body language from the press conference from both coaches. We broke down and analyzed the footage of the incident to really get to the bottom of what actually happened, right? Because a lot of people just jump to the conclusion that, yo, I saw you slap somebody. There's nothing that could have possibly happened that would have let you, that would have gave you the right to slap anybody. And I seen that in the comment section from the video. We might even look at that today. But today we have a better angle and as far as seeing what happened and also hearing what happened in that incident, and I think it'll allow us to get some clarity on a lot of the stuff that we talked about yesterday. Who was in the right? Was anybody in the right? Who was in the wrong? Was anybody in the wrong? All of that stuff, we're gonna analyze it. Let's get into it.
Triple B's! AB the Hero, back at it, baby.
Cut that off, man. I appreciate everybody who hit the like even before that intro was over. You the real MVP. Let's get straight into the video now. When I checked on this, you know, my radars and my eyes are a little funny because I saw this and I was like, I seen his name up here. I was like, that Tiana Trump, what's she doing report? And I quickly realized the letters don't even look the same. But let's that's neither here nor there. Let's get straight into this video. All right, so here's the moment. Folks are shaking hands in the game. You can hear the announcer saying, oh, Coach Juwan Howard is not getting up to shake hands. He was kind of laid back and maybe it seemed as if he wasn't going to do it. We get different angles here. All right, first thing I want you to look at is this here. Let me see if I can pull this up, give you a better shot out. Give you a better shot at it here. Bum, bum, bum. Cause this right here, look at my man Juwan Howard fist right here. Where have you seen that before? The Arthur meme, okay? Where he's just standing there, hand. That's already, I'm upset. I'm hot. We know that going into here, right? We know that going into this line, my man Juwan Howard is hot. Let's see what happens next. Okay, now here's the thing that I always find funny, okay, is we go through here and we hear Coach Juwan Howard say, clear as day, I'm gonna remember that shit. Let's rewind it again. He says, I will remember that shit. Now, I want you to look at another important thing here from Coach Juwan Howard. Let me pull out, all right. Let's look at this. So we go back a second or so. We see, all right, we went from that hand being balled up, looking like the Arthur meme, right, by his side. All right, now instantly we get here, the hand opens up, and now he's ready to shake. Okay, so he went from hand fist to now I'm shaking, pulls the mask down with one hand. We see that he's not making any eye contact here. And at that moment, Coach Greg Gard decides, hey, let me stop him and say something to him, all right? What's the next thing that comes out of Coach Juwan Howard's mouth? Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me, okay? So he says to him, he's gonna shake his hand. That's the sportsmanship a lot of people was looking for. He's gonna shake his hand. I'm trying to shake your hand. I'm also gonna remember that shit. And he says, whoa, hey. Gets into his face, holding him back here, all right? And now, here's the thing that's so interesting, and this often happens, right? So everybody says, oh, Coach was just trying to explain to him why he called the timeout. He didn't think he understood the rule. No. This situation is petty on petty. Coach Juwan Howard was being petty as hell for keeping that press on. In response to that, oh, you gonna put the press on? Watch what I do here. I'm gonna call this timeout because I already know what's about. Now we get to this situation, right? And the thing that most people don't want to acknowledge is that, yes, Coach Greg Gard here wants to let Juwan Howard know that that timeout that I was about to call, you know why I did it? It was your fault. You the reason why I did it. I wouldn't have done it if you hadn't have done what you did. This is your fault. So in a situation that he believes, hey, this is your fault, I don't understand why you acting like you mad at me. This is why he stopped him, put his hands on him, and is trying to tell him, hey, this is on you. This is your fault. That's what we're seeing in this situation. Now, he says, you fucking... Whoa, hey, you fucking... Now, not only is he got his hands on him, he's stopping, he's cussing at him in his face. Juwan Howard grabs him. Hold on, boy. Can you? It's a now. I'm not saying that nobody. I'm not saying Juwan Howard is right. It's aggression is in the building. Everybody back here sees this going on, and they like, whoa, look at this dude face back here. He mouth wide open, eyes and shit. I'm short behind these masks. Mouths is just open, and eyes is about to blow out of their head. She the only one here who don't see what's going on here. Let's keep going. Don't touch me. The finger that's in his face is don't touch me, don't touch me. Yesterday, when we listened to the coach say what happened, he said, he pulled his mask down and said, hey, I'm gonna remember that. I'm gonna remember that. That's not what happened. He said, don't touch me, don't touch me. Now, here's where the interesting part happens and things begin to escalate even further, right? And this is the weird part that nobody wants to talk about. You have Police University, Wisconsin coach, Wisconsin head coach, Wisconsin coach, Wisconsin coach. You got Juwan Howard and his teammates here. Look at this. Look what happens. Police officer does the right thing. He moves head coach from the situation. Now look what all of the Wisconsin assistant coaches do. All of them are now yelling at Juwan Howard even more. All of them are now pushing him away. The coach is out of there. They got the dude, they got the guy who touched somebody first out of the situation. They done pulled the West. Ain't nobody even thinking about the Wisconsin coach anymore. He out of there. We don't even care what you're doing. Yeah, you pissed off and you mad. You know what, bro? You exempt from everything that's about to go on. Now, you not the aggressor. We don't even care. Come on, we see this too much. Everybody is on Juwan Howard. Why do you think that is? He ain't slapped nobody yet. The coach grabbed him, he grabbed the coach. Don't touch me, don't touch me. This coach here, Greg Gard, is not screaming at Juwan Howard, don't touch me, don't touch me. He's not saying that. You know why? Because he wasn't the one who got touched first. But somehow, the police officer pulls Greg Gard away, then goes right back in, and now we look at the entire Wisconsin coaching staff do what? Who are they surrounded? They don't push their coach all the way out the way. All the way. This always happens. He is all the way out the way. Juwan Howard is surrounded by his teammates, the police, the Wisconsin coaching staff, and Greg Gard. Nobody is holding him back or touching him. And folks keep wondering how the situation is escalating. All of the thing that these people got to do right now is turn around and walk away. All they got to do is grab their coach and go back to the locker room. They're not doing it. What do you think these coaches are saying to Juwan Howard right now? None of these guys in front here have any jurisdiction over him. But what are they saying to him? Look at this coach here. Now he getting into it with players and everything. Let's take a look. Let's break it down. He's shoving people. This coach shoving people. This guy here is shoving one of the players on the team. Ain't nobody gonna say that though. Now, when Juwan Howard grabbed him, why you think he grabbing it? Come on, man. We see this too much. We see this too much. Everybody comes in here. If you walking down the street and you see two people and one person is saying, don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me, and then what y'all end up doing is moving the guy who is being requested not to touch me out the way, and then surrounding the person who is being touched and saying, hey, you need to get out of here. You need to get out. Come on, man, you on bullshit. You on bullshit. We see this too much. He's saying, don't. Who are they holding back? This is the crazy part. This Wisconsin coaching staff is creating a barricade here, not holding anybody back. None of these players here are doing nothing crazy. Only person here yelling is this guy, and the police is between them. Now everybody runs up, it gets out of hand. We don't need to see all of that. Come on, man. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not everything. Things are a little bit more complicated at times than people really want to make them seem like, right? I go down here, and I'm gonna end this video here shortly, but you know, we go and look at some of the responses to people in this video, and people just really are not looking at the situation that's happening. They see two things. We see Coach Juwan Howard. We know he said something to the coach. The coach reacted. Coach get a pass for reacting. Somebody even says it in here. I wish I could. Let me see. I should be able to find it. All right. Let's see. Body language. All right. Here we go. Listen to this here. My man says body language. Juwan Howard hit the dude in the face that had nothing to do with the altercation with the coach. All right. So here's what you should determine from that. If you are, so people say, oh, Juwan Howard, sore loser. He was upset about the timeout. If he was going into that situation to hit somebody, he would have hit the original coach. Nobody says, why would you hit somebody else who's not even involved in the situation? Nobody even wants to ask. Nobody. Juwan Howard was physically and visually upset for about 30 to 45. I don't know. It's probably shorter than that. Let me see. Let's see. This is how quick it was. It's really like 15 seconds. He was probably 20 seconds and or 15 seconds of visually just being upset before there go his hand over the top right there, before he reached around and then tried to grab this coach. Okay, that's a long time, right? It's a short period of time in the grand scheme of things, but this is one of those moments where it feels like, damn, it was so quick, but it felt like 2 minutes. Had an altercation with a coach who had nothing to do with it. My question to that is, why is the coach in Juwan Howard's face in order to be slapped, especially when the coach who was involved in the altercation is already removed himself or has already been removed? That says that's being a punk. This is not asking enough questions. To me, you have to ask the additional questions. And I'm not just on here like I'm capping for Juwan Howard. That's not the case. But I'm saying that there's extra questions that folks got to ask. Juwan Howard thought that he could get away with walking by the Wisconsin coach without making eye contact and making a threat. Here's what I'm saying to you. And let me keep going. I'm gonna read this next part because then I'm gonna break this down. The Wisconsin coach stood his ground and was not going to let that slide. This is my problem with this whole conversation that people are having, right? We're saying Juwan Howard is in the wrong because he didn't want to make eye contact and he said to the guy, I'm going to remember that shit. My man here says Juwan Howard thought he could get away with walking. He thought he could get away with that. You thought you could get away with not making eye contact with me? You thought you could get away with saying you was gonna remember that shit? But then when we see a coach getting slapped, we don't ask what he thought he could get away with. We don't say, oh, he slapped the coach. I wonder what that coach thought he could get away with. If me not making eye contact with you is enough for me to get a pass to grab you and stop you, then what would give me a pass to make you slap? That's all I'm saying is ask that question. It could be stupid. It could have not been warranted, but at least ask the question. Wisconsin coach stood his ground and was not going to let that. When anytime, what frustrates me is we hear these same terms in like situations happen. Stood his ground. A guy walked past him, didn't make eye contact, and he was able to stand his ground. Now we see Juwan Howard surrounded by a whole entire Wisconsin coaching staff, and nobody's saying, oh, he stood his ground though. No, he being petty and a punk. He was supposed to get up out of there. All of these people pushing on him and stopping him and don't do this, that's not standing your ground. Now all of a sudden, that's manhandling. Juwan Howard then manhandles the Wisconsin coach's jacket and points his finger. Come on. The Wisconsin coach stopped him, grabbed him, yelled in it. Come on, man. This is what I'm saying. I'm trying not to take it there. I think that there's some undertones that are obvious here. And I want to see if people watching this can figure that out without me having to blatantly say it. But if you watch the video again, you see what is going on here. I promise you, what that reminded me of, that clip reminded me of a clip that I just recently saw of two kids fighting in a mall in Minnesota. The police showed up, they pulled one away, let him go sit down, and everybody surrounded the one guy. It's the same thing that just happened here. You can go look that clip up. It's the same thing that happened, but nobody's gonna talk about it. It's your main man, AB the Hero. We out of here.
Be the hero. No, not peace. +1, triple B's. We out.